Colombia here in Group C, and a reminder that should the United States qualify in top place in the group, they would meet the second team in Group D. That's Brazil's group in the last eight. That might be a game against Australia or Norway, though we are speculating. All that's to come. Job's got to be finished here first of all, and then against Sweden in midweek.
And this is more Lauren Cheney's natural position. Forward, she's one of the best back to goal type of players, target players, great holding the ball. And a chance, as you said, Ian, for Megan Rapinoe to make her case about getting back in that starting lineup.
Is this a little rap across the knuckles for Amy Rodriguez for the missed chances?
Well, she wasn't sharp in front of goal, and so I think that will come into play, but I think they still love her speed up top. Every time you talk to Pia Sundhagen, she loves the balance of Abby and Amy Rodriguez up top.
Lindsay missed out in midfield. Salazar picks it up for Colombia, who will still believe that somehow they could claw their way back. One goal might just change the mood, but it has to be said the United States have been very, very dominant here. Cheney now playing in her usual role of striker, but missing out that time. Rodriguez on the turn, under pressure from Cheney. Interesting how Indianapolis keeps coming up. Cheney from Indianapolis with a goal. Now another change, Laurie Lindsay from Indianapolis. Apparently Laurie Lindsay, who's a little bit older, used to referee Lauren Cheney's school matches.
We saw them in the lobby of the team hotel yesterday, bouncing the basketball around. Very Indiana style-esque. That's what you do in Indiana, you know.
They look quite nifty at basketball as well, I have to say.
The new mecca of soccer, Indianapolis.
Here's Rapinoe, who plays it in. The Colombians haven't got this away. O'Reilly heads it down. Comes out here to Amy Lepelbet.
I thought actually Pia Sundhagen might have given Alex Morgan a run at halftime. She is a fast, dangerous player, as we have all seen. The just turned 22-year-old, and there's Pia evaluating it all. But she thinks she's better in fewer minutes situations.
Laid off by Castro. Ospina, good ball again. Castro looking to breaking behind. It took a last-ditch tackle from Christy Rampone to snap out that attack. But the Colombians just suggesting here and there that they might be capable of something.
And in particular, Castro up top for the United States. That's about the third time she snuck in behind and in between Rachel Bueller and Christy Rampone, the two center backs for the United States.
Just come out of the reminder that the USA do need the comfort blanket of another goal. And maybe another military salute to the service families who are making up a fair portion of the crowd here. Sellout crowd. Great support for this event. Lloyd doing well and picking the ball here for Megan Rapinoe. Wombats waiting in the middle, but Gaetan is there. It's a very poor clearance from Perazine.
Two balls I think Megan Rapinoe could have done better with. The first one, why not face up and take her on?
Bueller. Here is Rapinoe. Rather one little curiosity about the United States defence. Both Krieger and Bueller's fathers are heart surgeons. Rapinoe! Oh! There's an answer to the coach! Megan Rapinoe! 2-0 USA! Wired for sound.
I love it. We We've all seen the YouTube of her playing the guitar. Now we can listen to her sing as well. And this is the mentality Pia Sunaga wants out of Megan Rapinoe. First touch across, gets a little sniff on goal, and what a great finish. Good ball in by Lauren Cheney just to cut it in, find her at her feet. And that is what will happen when you don't start in the last game.
There's the celebrations. And Pia was telling us yesterday that Rapinoe's response to being left out has been terrific in training. She'd really been turning it on and trying to make a statement. And I think there was a little message to the coach, don't leave me out again. Castro tries her luck with the United States now. Are in a kind of comfort zone with a 2-goal lead. There might be more. Lindsay drops nicely for her. Here's O'Reilly. Great bit of wing play. Really is an old-fashioned right wing type. It's good to see when she's on song. Remember, the United States advanced to the quarterfinals with a win. And that does, without trying to count too many chickens, look probable. Really good ruthless finish by Megan Rapinoe.
Two beauties today by the United States. First one in Heather O'Reilly, and second one right there.
Long way up. The effort coming in from Leanne Salazar.
Coach Pia Sundhagen, the U.S. coach, said to us yesterday over coffee that she wanted the team to know that they were indeed 21 players deep. And she said she didn't hesitate with the Lauren Cheney change in the first game, didn't hesitate with the Lori Lindsay change in today's game. She wanted the team to know it wasn't just words, that they could be this deep. And that's an important thing when this tournament rolls on.
And that goal by Megan Rapinoe, by the way, is the fastest goal scored at the World Cup by an American substitute. The previous one was in 1995, and it was scored by who, Julie?
Mia Hamm is probably good. No, she wouldn't come off the bench.
No, you've failed again. It was you.
I did?
Yep.
Look at that! I scored a goal. And I don't remember it.
Well, that is interesting.
I remember that one was with my head. I had to look and cheat on the cheat sheet.
Well, Rapinoe's beaten that little record anyway. They're going to make a change here. Colombia bringing on Orianica Velasquez. Velasquez, a midfield player who plays at Indiana. She's an attacker, comes from Bogota, and straight away tries a luck on goal, and Solo has to make the save. What an introduction that was from Orianica Velasquez.
Wow, look at that one. Beauty, your first touch in the game. Hope Solo extending out to the right. That's her shoulder. She had surgery on in September. Looked fine there. Probably was just wide, but nice first touch by Velasquez.
Closest Colombia have been. Played back in by Dominguez. They need to find some answer, otherwise they will be going out at the end of the group stage. Now Castro, this might drop for her again. Gets the other side of Beulah, and the shot is disappointing, really. Maybe the United States just mentally relaxing for a moment and giving Colombia a little breathing space. But wait, here's Carly Lloyd looking to orchestrate something at the other end. And that will be a Colombian throw. Another change coming up here. Salazar will come off and be replaced by the 17-year-old Yoroli Rincon. about whom there was much publicity after her 5 goals in qualifying, only 17. Now she has to make a statement. Playmaker, and she has to start picking some passes and get on the ball.
She was a star at their under-20 Women's World Cup last summer, where they had such a good finish of 4th place as well. Hits free kicks, can strike from long range. Real promising young star for Colombia.
Two goals to the good, the United States, both cracking strikes.
Surprised that she didn't come in and start this second game for Colombia. She didn't have the greatest performance against Sweden.
Cheney.
But Ureli Rincon getting to go now for Colombia. Stephanie Cox coming in for Amy Lapel, but that will be a left back swap. And again, Pia making the statement, Pia Sundhagen, that I've got 21 players I'm willing to use here. And I think that is actually a very good move as well, and getting Stephanie Cox some confidence, because they may need her down the line for the United States.
She's not inexperienced, though. This is her 75th cap. Stephanie Cox played all 6 in the World Cup finals 4 years ago. Lloyd. Great hit! Goalkeeper can't keep it out! 3-0! Carly Lloyd with her first ever World Cup goal.
And when Carly Lloyd takes this with a nice first touch, sets up the defender and cuts her, you can see she wanted to rip at that one, and it's moving. Sepulveda really should have done better with that. But look at the speed in which she hit this, and that's what Carly Lloyd is known for. She can crack them from out wide. That should have been a save on goal. But give Carly Lloyd credit for winding up and unleashing on Sepulveda.
The United States boosting goal difference all the time as well. Sweden have 6 points. The USA is pretty certain now will have 6 points alongside, but the USA will have the better goal difference. Currently standing at +5 to Sweden's +2, which would mean that the USA would only need to draw with Sweden to finish top of the group, and so avoid a probable confrontation with Brazil rather too early in the competition. Now they've got the shooting boots on, some of them here.
There's been some crackers, as they say in England.
Glad that word's catching on now.
Say it with your accent, please.
You've been working alongside me too long already. Clearly.
But no goal for Abby Wambach yet, still. 1 goal in 11 games, and I think she needs one for some confidence, to get that sharpness back in front of goal.
I just wonder whether the United States will actually try to engineer exactly that.
It's almost as you see in the U.S. with baseball sometimes, these slumps players get into.
O'Reilly, Wambach is a target here. Now then, opportunity. She lays it off instead, though, very unselfishly, to Cheney.
Too unselfishly, in my opinion.
Didn't seem to want to take on the chance.
And that's what I'm not seeing from her right now, is this killer instinct that is very typical of Abby in front of goal. And I get that you want to win and you want other players to score, but when it comes down and you're in a quarterfinal or semifinal match, Abby is your best finisher on the field. You want that instinct.
Still a long time left in this competition, though, for Abby Wambach to make the impact that most people expected.
You know how baseball hitters get in a slump, you start overthinking it. Basketball shooters, you start overthinking it. Maybe that's what's happening with her right now.
The psychological block, you mean, almost?
But just not as instinctive as it normally is.
Here's Rapinoe. I'll have another go from a long way. And I think they suspect this goalkeeper, though she has performed some heroics. could be a little vulnerable to the long-range shooting. I have to say there was a fair amount of goalkeeper error in the Carly Lloyd goal, as well hit as it was.
And as we saw earlier in the game, she was wrapping her thumb, taking that first Abby Wambach shot.
Decent ball from Rincon towards Castro, that. And the USA could add more here. Good hold-up play that from Wambach, and she can chase this one. The flag stays down. It's her against the whole Colombian defence. And the Colombian defence has won. Just one big save so far to make for goalkeeper Hope Solo, who, if everything goes to plan, would win her 100th cap in the semi-final. Amazing. Arias can break down the right-hand side here. Typically uncompromising challenge from Rachel Bueller, a Californian defender. He's just having a word with Heather O'Reilly about something or other. Not quite sure what.
I wonder what language they're speaking of the five she speaks.
There's a chance it's English. She's an English teacher.
Just telling her to come off.
Yeah.
She took a knee.
So O'Reilly maybe replaced here. I wonder if we're going to see that substitution pretty soon. We're going to see Tobin Heath come on. Usually plays in a wide position, usually wide left, but Rapinoe's playing there. Unless Rapinoe goes to the right, we'll see. These luxuries the United States can afford, of course. At this stage, they can start to look a little further forward in the tournament, save a few legs, because it is quite a tough campaign. We heard Bob Holtzman say at half-time that Heather O'Reilly had taken some kind of knock to the jaw, so I don't know whether that's the same thing. There's the goal again. Great goal from O'Reilly. She'll remember that one. It's
you can
interesting.
see her grabbing her face or pointing to her jaw there, but that could be it.
I'm sure Bob Holtzman will have the story for us immediately after the game about what that might be with Heather O'Reilly. But they were taking no chances.
Interesting that Alex Morgan doesn't get a run tonight, though, because that was the last sub for the United States.
Not much sentiment in sport. No appearance for the birthday girl. Now then, Wambach brought that down well, tried to get the shot away. Can she get in on the act? That's one of the subplots going on here now.
And she did well to actually bring that ball down with it at her neck. Those are so hard to deal with.
And despite not scoring, I think she's joined in the play and linked up the play well, Abby Wambach. Cheney's still on the corner kick duty despite having a central striker's role now. That was a foul, no two ways about it, by Wambach.
This is where Abby's just like a wall. She runs through people. So courageous in the box.
And Gaitan, the captain, interesting, she's only won 3 caps, Gaitan, and she's the captain of Colombia. She was captain of the under-20s last year, obviously has leadership qualities that the coach likes, but it's very unusual. You usually have to get to, well, at least 50, don't you?
She was the captain of the under-20s and then continued at the senior level.
Carly Lloyd does well. Mary Lindsay continuing her neat display, founds Rapinoe here. Tobin Heath out on the right-hand side. Clever flair plows. Come back from a debilitating mystery illness which kept her out for the whole of 2010.
And then had an ankle injury and surgery after that. I mean, this has been a tremendous comeback for Tobin Heath.
Cheney. Good reverse ball. Heath plays it in. Nearly found Rapinoe, the tall defender. Peruzine gets it away. And she's been needed more than once. Will there be more goals? Terrific run from Ali Krieger down this side. Great cross. Wombat is somehow denied again. This is becoming quite bizarre.
What a good ball across by Ali Krieger. Good adventurous run into the box as a right back. And that's just a bit unlucky by Abby Wambach. She has that one on frame. Sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Well, you'd have to say at the moment she's jinxed almost, it seems. 6 goals in 6 games in the competition last time. Silver shoe, only Marta, the great Brazilian, scoring more. Will it go in this time? Not yet, it won't. I have to say how well Ali Krieger's played in her first World Cup so far, the right back.
She sure has, and it helps that she feels at home here, having played the last 4 seasons in Frankfurt.
Stephanie Cox gets it in, and one back. Wide again, wouldn't you just know it?
I knew there was going to be a smile coming from her. Because that's about the only thing you can do right there. And she bounces it off her shin, actually. Just doesn't get enough on it there.
Mother said there'd be days like these. It's one of those, isn't it?
And the problem, though, is it's going to be another topic of conversation. It's another, slate of questions she's going to have to answer after every practice. The focus and spotlight on the U.S. team. And that gets annoying as a player. So she's itching for one to go in the back of the net to stop answering the questions.
For those of you who like the statistics on these things, Wambach 8 shots and 1 on goal. Good play by Heath. Good challenge as well as a chance for the players who've come on as substitutes here just to make a little statement, and Rapinoe's certainly done that. So far, here she is again, the guitar-strumming Californian. Plays it wide to Cheney, breaks in, here's Rapinoe again, hits the bar. Can't believe it, but didn't keep it down quite enough. And they've had enough chances here to win about 10 matches, the USA. Wambach's header this time.
Good sequence, too, by the United States. That would have been pretty from start to finish, because you can see Rapinoe starts this on sides, and then the best, she's going to get in the box, and what a good ball back by Lauren Cheney. Rapinoe lacing it quite well.
Should have scored, though, really.
Yes.
If we're being honest. To the United States. Rincon, a clever little chipped ball, wearing the number 10 shirt. In men's competition, the orange-haired Carlos Valderrama. Remember him? Always strolling around the midfield for Colombia in that gold shirt.
A lot of Valderrama wigs in his time that would grace the stadiums.
This, of course, is a matchup which brings back memories of a landmark win for the USA men's team at the 1994 World Cup at the Rose Bowl, 2-1 over Colombia. Arias is over the bar, and that, of course, was the occasion when the ill-fated Andres Escobar scored that own goal. Can only watch now. Amy Lepelvet, job done for today. It's a real good togetherness, I think. Getting that feeling about this squad now. Shannon Box there, they can just save her legs for the next game against Sweden. There's no question at all of her being dropped or anything like that. It simply was a strategic decision with the long tournament in mind, just to give her a rest today.
I think it's smart. Shannon Box just turned 34 years old. I'm sure she's happy I just announced that. But, you know, these tournaments, no matter what your age, take its toll.
Clumsy challenge. Has to be a free kick. Miss Tobin Heath has good dribbling skills. He's the kind of player who could make things happen.
I like that the U.S., though, looking for that quick restart at times. We didn't see that against North Korea.
Cheney gets to the byline. It's come out by Gaetan. We've had to put in a double shift, really, the Colombian defenders here. Lloyd dispossessed by Yorali Rincon. Rapinoe has really shown up well since she's come on. Scored one, might have had another. One back. Cheney. Heath. And on the stretch, it's cut out by the Colombians. We were just finding the finals of the World Cup a bridge too far, really. Having qualified, well, splendidly, really. Second in South America. Brazil were obviously going to qualify. Having played the last three big finals, Olympics and World Cup, Brazil. So watch for them. I think they will improve during the tournament. And their game against Norway is coming up for you from Germany, Sunday at noon Eastern on ESPN. That's Brazil against Norway. Also available ESPN3.com. And it does mean, Julie, we're on a long 6-hour drive to Wolfsburg.
You know what that means. I got to hear more of your German.
No, I'm going to put the dictionary away now.
Don't do that to me. It's constant entertainment.
Espina. Can't find Castro at all.
Christy Rampone doing a very nice job of just holding her off, getting her body in between Castro and the goal. U.S. commanding in this second half here. Putting good pressure on the ball whenever Colombia is getting it as well.
Here's Abby Wambach. Turned 30 just before the tournament. Carly Lloyd. Lauren Cheney. Good interconnecting football. Tobin Heath. And a tenacious enough job done in the end by Montano, the left back. I'm just thinking of Rincon there. We read quite a bit about this Women's World Cup. She's only 17. Future World Cups probably going to be her stage if Colombia can qualify. It won't be easy for them to do it again, I wouldn't think. Good long ball from Espina. Krieger wasn't going to make the mistake. Good optimistic signs here from the United States that they can certainly be a major factor in this Women's World Cup. Some people were doubting that. Now then, Castro. Flag stayed down and she stopped the run.
She didn't believe she could get there, did she? She's got pace too. She might have.
Should just make the point that the Colombian players are all wearing their first names on their shirts rather than the names which are actually on the team sheet. I guess that's their choice, isn't it? It's a bit confusing for some people.
I thought you'd just been calling them by the wrong names the entire telecast.
Try not to. Here's Cheney. Nothing doing for Tobin Heath on that occasion. He's from Basking Ridge, New Jersey. She's the youngest member, she was, of the Olympic gold medal winning squad in 2008.
I think Coach Pia Sundhagen has to be pretty pleased, even though this could have really been 6 or 7-0.
Just had confirmation of the crowd, 25,475, which is the capacity. It is sold out, and as we've been saying, like a United States home match, and I think the service families who are here from the local bases really enjoyed that special salute that the team gave after scoring the first goal. Nice touch.
And it's great to see so many of them. We've run into quite a few on the streets here around the hotel. Great support by the military family here for the United States, and the U.S. players were so proud to play in front of them.
Brandy Chastain's been giving half of them coaching lessons in the square. Good ones too. Great to see. Rincon. Nice ball towards Ospina. Hasn't got the pace to get there. This is going to be fascinating when this tournament really boils up into the knockout stages, and the United States are on their way to those knockout stages. Looks like they might well be playing a quarter-final in Augsburg down in the south, not too far from Munich. Velasquez, who nearly scored with her first touch, but has been quiet since then. Castro turning and twisting, taking on Rampone. Good idea. Nearly found Rodallega.
Castro's a promising player for Colombia. You have some young stars out there like Rincon, who you talked about earlier, Ian. A glimpse at the future of Colombian soccer for the women's side. And remember, they have a lot of teenagers, 9 players, 20 or younger on this Colombian side. So I think it's an encouraging sign for the country that they've done well at the under-20 level. Their player development is starting to get on track.
Now then, Wambach. Not much support around her. And a good sign for the United States is there's a bit of depth in this squad. Players can come on, and the side doesn't look materially weakened by that.
No, I think Lori Lindsay had a very good game today for the United States. Her very first World Cup game. Didn't even see any jitters coming in. We've seen what Lauren Cheney has done, and that change. Now Megan Rapinoe coming in and playing a fired-up performance.
That was a good move to that point. It's a bit of a careless one from Carly Lloyd on that occasion. Here's Lori Lindsay trying to feed Abby Wambach. Lori Lindsay, who has the nickname Lightning, which is ironic really after the North Korean excuse for their defeat the other day, saying that their team bus had been struck by lightning a few weeks ago and the players hadn't fully recovered.
That was brilliant.
So we were asking the question, how would the USA get on against a team whose bus hadn't been struck by lightning in Colombia? Well, they're 3-0 up.
She was saying before that, because her nickname is after her, I don't know how to put this nicely, lack of pace. I can say that because I fall into that family as well. She made it her own nickname. I think you should call me Lori Lightning Lindsay.
There's Ospina. It's like a foul on her. Yeah, the referee's given that one all right. But the United States are going to keep up their, well, superb record of never losing in group play at the World Cup. It's going to be 17 games in group play, unbeaten, going back, of course, 20 years to when this all started.
I have a feeling Velasquez is going to let this one fly. We saw in her first touch when she was subbed on what she did with it.
It is Velasquez. Good hit. Straight into the wall. It's a bruise for Carly Lloyd tomorrow morning there, if not sooner. That hurt.
Ten minutes left for the United States, and as the game starts to slow down and you know you've got your 3 points, the one thing you always think of is make sure you keep a clean sheet. No mental lapses, no defensive letdowns in this last bit.
The United States record win ever at the World Cup was 7-0 over Chinese Taipei in 1991. Now then, Wambach, is this the moment for her? And it hits the post and stays out. It is a quite incredible story of something which just won't happen. An Abby Wambach goal.
Unbelievable. You could see her look. She actually stopped on that play. Could have maybe even gotten the rebound. She was so incredulous.
Well, if luck goes in cycles, she's due about 5 in the next match, I'd say. It is uncanny.
I wonder if she spent any time in Dresden in the Church of Our Lady. Because she should go back, light a candle.
Don't buy any lottery tickets tonight, I'd say. It's a difficult bounce for Ali Krieger.
Comes off her shin there. Sorry, Lauren Cheney's shin. And really, of all goals she could have had, it would have been a deflection off her shin. But hey, she'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just not meant to be today for Abby Wambach.
That USA-Sweden match on Wednesday, 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern. Make a note of that time, 2:30 Eastern, Wednesday. The USA's final game in the group against Sweden will decide top place. Available ESPN3.com if online suits you better. Is Tobin Heath. A lot of room on this side for Rapinoe, if she can be found. Lindsay does exactly that. Colombians stretched again, but not too much tempo in the attack. The United States can just relax a little now, really. The game is won. And so far, after an unsteady start against North Korea in the first half, there's no doubt the United States are beginning to build up a bit of momentum and taking the eye of some of the neutral judges around here.
And what a nice position to be in. 2-0 win against North Korea, 3, maybe more against Colombia. Exactly where you want to be going into that third game. And you've played a lot of players, so you got some depth. A lot of confidence for the U.S. side.
Pedozine to Rincon. And he's given the ball away all the time. Shane is pulling towards Wambach. Goalkeeper brave. Got there first. And the goalkeeper's in the wars again. And this time Wambach's got a yellow card just to complete her agony.
And you can see Cheney trying to get Abby Wambach in, the center back for Colombia, keeping her onside. And I think that is a bit tough, to be honest with you. There's no malintent. She can't even. I don't think that's a card.
Yellow
Give the
card
gal
it
a
is.
break. She's had a tough night.
Just to confirm, if she picked up another yellow card on another occasion, that would mean a 1-game suspension. So that is a little worry for the United States. She had to go for the ball, but then when she didn't make contact and the studs were up, that's why the referee has given that decision. I think I agree with you, Julie. It's a bit tough on the striker. Now Carly Lloyd's gone down. Velasquez. No way past Rachel Bueller. Much better game from her today. Lloyd's still down, by the way. Get it clambering to her feet out of your picture. And we're just watching that as well as things develop. And maybe here Velasquez can score for Colombia. It's on a better left foot. Can she get the shot away? She can, but with no velocity.
Carly Lloyd still down on the ground.
That's a worry, isn't it? Can't afford to lose Carly Lloyd, who's been down now for about a minute and a half. There she is. Knock on the knee, by the look of it. That's the one that hit the post for Wambach.
That was the Abbey opportunity earlier on off the post. Her reaction to that.
Got to laugh to stop yourself crying, almost.
She did catch her in the hip there, but...
Looks like a shutout for the 8th start in a row for Hope Solo, who's broken her own international record in terms of minutes without conceding a goal today.
She talked at the start of the tournament about having to get a shot before every game for her shoulder, which was operated on. She had surgery in September, so about 9 months ago. So her first real test will be against Sweden. She even mentioned not being able to fully extend it above her shoulder on her right side. Not much that tested her tonight from Colombia.
Easily dispossessed, the left back Montano. Now then, here's Wambach again, up against Peduzine. Not much support. It's arriving now. Rapinoe leading the cavalry. Cheney. Tobin Heath. Back to Cheney again. Trying to find room to get a shot away. Lloyd. Thought she was going to hit it. It's good to see Carly Lloyd's all right again. That was worrying for a moment or two when she stayed down so long. And offside on the far side against the Colombians.
Here's another look at Ali Krieger, just stepping enough for Velasquez to be offside. It was pretty close there, but she did look off by a toe, perhaps.
Wambach's header down. 3 at the very least, which the United States has deserved from this game. Could have been several more. Now Wambach goes down. I think Colombia will be grateful that they've just kept this respectable, really, because that 7-0 against Chinese Taipei in 1991, the USA's record win, that might have been beaten here on another occasion. There have been that many chances. Run home towards Wambach.
It would be nice if Wambach could get one, though, before the end of this 90 minutes.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit of a sweetener on the cake. Castro's header down. Not too promising youngsters in this Colombian squad, as they showed at the Under-20 tournament last year, making the semi-finals of that. But it was always a big ask for them, this fixture. Looking for a bit of consolation with Ospina here. He stays down injured, the Colombian number 4.
Marry me, Hope Solo.
Great control from Tobin Heath. Wasn't easy, that either. Last few moments here, the United States on their way to the last 8 of the Women's World Cup. Whatever happens against Sweden,
And I think a good response by the U.S. when, after some of those early misses, you can easily get frustrated. We saw how Sweden was unable to convert, but they stayed pretty calm, didn't panic, stayed patient, kept insisting on going forward. So a lot to be excited about on the U.S. side going into the third match against Sweden.
Which is still a big game, by the way. Make sure you join us for that, because it will decide who tops the group. And who tops the group is vital in terms of avoiding the hot shots of Brazil. That's what we think anyway. We believe Brazil will top that group. It's not a certainty. One back brings in Tobin Heath. Rapinoe. Free kick goes Colombia's way.
Megan Rapinoe coming in for a hard tackle here. She gets Dominguez on the ankle coming through.
See, that might have been a yellow card as well.
Yeah, I was just going to mention she's lucky that she didn't get something there. And those start adding up because those don't clear till after the quarterfinal phase.
Here's Stephanie Cox. And Megan Rapinoe again. Tobin Heath looking very composed, and she's come on as well. And Lloyd was dispossessed and chases back hard even this late in the game to try to retrieve her own error. Castro strong enough though, the 19-year-old. Rodallega not seeing too much of the ball on that left-hand side. Here's Yorali Rincon. Dominguez. Come and get it was the message from Christy Rampeau to Hope Solo. There goes the final whistle. The United States can celebrate in the quarterfinals. All going well. Some fantastic long-range shooting, an absolute sizzler from Heather O'Reilly, another from Megan Rapinoe, and then Carly Lloyd to make it 3. Final verdict, Julie?
I think they're going to be pleased. I think you're going to see a lot of smiles for the U.S. team.
They can relax now knowing that the first part of the job is accomplished. Who tops the group? That'll be decided against Sweden on Wednesday. But the story here is that Colombia are out, but the United States go through. Super in Zinzheim for the USA. Back to Bob Lipp.
Thank you, Ian. Back with Tony DeChico, Randy Chastain, and a crowd here at Mark Platz. Colombia go home. So now the United States, yes, they're in the quarterfinals. Now they're in the position where they only need draw with Sweden on Wednesday to win this group. Tony, you said the other day on the air you'd be surprised if it weren't at least 3-0. You had it squarely on the button.